Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into an extraordinarily ambitious and polarizing defense project that's making waves across the globe. The Golden Dome missile defense system, unveiled by President Donald Trump as a revolutionary, multi-layered, space-based shield designed to safeguard the United States from an extensive array of missile threats, including intercontinental ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles, cruise missiles, and even potential space-launched attacks, drawing loose inspiration from Israel's Iron Dome, but scaled up to an unprecedented level to protect a landmass 450 times larger, relying on a massive constellation of potentially thousands of low Earth orbit satellites equipped with cutting-edge infrared sensors to detect the heat signatures of missile launches in real time, paired with kinetic interceptors or futuristic directed energy weapons like lasers to neutralize threats, seamlessly integrated with existing ground-based radar systems like the Ground-Based Midcourse Defense in Alaska and California, sea-based Aegis-equipped naval destroyers, and advanced artificial intelligence to process vast datasets, predict missile trajectories, and coordinate intercepts with split-second precision, all under the leadership of U.S. Space Force General Michael Getling, with major defense contractors such as Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and potentially SpaceX, leveraging its Starlink expertise, vying for contracts to develop and deploy this colossal system, which Trump claims could be operational by the end of his term in 2029 at an estimated cost of $175 billion. Though the Congressional Budget Office paints a far grimmer picture, projecting costs for the space-based components alone could soar to $542 billion over 20 years. A figure that looms large against the $900 billion U.S. defense budget for 2025, igniting fierce debate over whether such an astronomical investment is sustainable or if it will siphon funds from critical priorities, like modernizing the aging U.S. nuclear arsenal, bolstering cybersecurity, or addressing emerging threats like artificial intelligence-driven warfare. While China has vocally condemned the project, warning that a space-based missile defense system risks militarizing low Earth orbit, potentially violating the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, which prohibits weapons of mass destruction in space, and could spark a dangerous new arms race, with Chinese officials arguing it threatens global strategic stability by forcing nations to develop countermeasures, a sentiment echoed by Russia, where Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov labeled the Golden Dome a provocative step that could undermine the delicate balance of nuclear deterrence, particularly given Russia's advancements in hypersonic weapons like the Avangard, designed to evade traditional missile defenses, while North Korea, though not issuing an official statement, has seen its state media denounce U.S. missile defense efforts as imperialist aggression, likely viewing the Golden Dome as a direct counter to its intercontinental ballistic missile program aimed at reaching U.S. soil. And Iran, while largely silent, is believed by analysts to see the system as a significant obstacle to its ballistic missile capabilities, which it insists are for defensive purposes, whereas NATO allies like the United Kingdom and Canada have offered cautious support, emphasizing the need for close consultation to integrate the Golden Dome with existing NATO missile defense architecture, and Israel, with its proven Iron Dome expertise, has proposed technical collaboration, though no formal agreements have been disclosed. But the project faces a gauntlet of challenges, including the immense technical complexity of deploying and maintaining thousands of satellites in a synchronized constellation, the fact that space-based laser technology remains in its infancy with significant hurdles in power generation and beam accuracy, and the difficulty of conducting realistic tests against hypersonic or multi-warhead missiles, not to mention the cost-effectiveness problem where a single intercontinental ballistic missile, costing around $10 million, could be countered by an interceptor costing 10 times as much, allowing adversaries to overwhelm the system with cheaper decoys or salvos of warheads, raising concerns about disrupting the principles of mutual assured destruction that underpin nuclear deterrence, potentially prompting nations like China and Russia to accelerate development of advanced offensive weapons or expand their arsenals. And the timeline of 2029 is widely regarded as unrealistic, with the Congressional Budget Office estimating a fully functional system could take 15 to 20 years even with aggressive funding, plus the risk of space debris from intercepted missiles threatening commercial satellites, space stations, or even future lunar missions, a problem compounded by the already crowded orbital environment. drawing inevitable comparisons to President Ronald Reagan's 1983 Strategic Defense Initiative, or Star Wars, which envisioned a similar space-based shield against Soviet missiles, but was scaled back due to insurmountable technical barriers and prohibitive costs. Though the Golden Dome benefits from modern advancements in satellite miniaturization, artificial intelligence, and materials science, making it a more feasible proposition, yet still a monumental gamble, with proponents arguing it's a vital response to the evolving threat landscape, including China's rapid development of hypersonic missiles capable of speeds exceeding 5 times the speed of sound, and Russia's ongoing nuclear modernization, as well as North Korea's unpredictable intercontinental ballistic missile tests and Iran's expanding missile range, all of which underscore the need to protect U.S. cities, military bases, and allies from catastrophic attack, while critics counter that the system's staggering cost could bankrupt other defense priorities, its strategic implications could escalate global tensions, and its technical challenges may render it a pipe dream, with additional concerns about the environmental impact of launching thousands of satellites and the potential for space-based intercepts to create debris fields that could disrupt global communications, navigation, and scientific missions, not to mention the diplomatic fallout of militarizing space, which could alienate neutral nations or strain alliances. As the project remains in its conceptual phase, with Congress currently deliberating over the initial $25 billion funding request, the U.S. Space Force conducting detailed feasibility studies, and defense contractors preparing competitive bids for early development contracts, leaving the American public sharply divided, with some hailing Trump's vision as a bold leap toward unassailable national security, others decrying it as a costly fantasy that distracts from more pressing threats, and still others questioning whether the U.S. can afford to lead this charge alone, or if it will require unprecedented international cooperation, making the Golden Dome not just a defense initiative, but a potential turning point in how nations approach warfare, space exploration, and global stability. So, what do you think about this audacious plan? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more in-depth discussions like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.